Hello and welcome to One Day at a Time, your 66-day beginner guide where we teach you everything there is to know about how to start your health and fitness journey. Follow One Day at a Time Club on Instagram and like the post daily to track your progress. Enjoy the workout.
Hello guys, welcome to your recovery yoga stretch session. So today we're going to do some standing poses. We're going to get to the insides of the legs today, mostly. We'll work some other things in the legs as well, and a little bit of the torso, but we're working from hips down predominantly. So we're going to start by taking our legs wide. So you can, excuse me, find a floor that you're going to be able to support yourself. So if you're on a really slippery surface, just make sure that your kind of feet aren't shooting out away from you. And just take a wide leg stance. Feet are kind of parallel, so your toes are pointing forward, not tucked in, not turned down, nice and straight. And that alone, just find a place that's kind of comfortable for you for inside of your legs. Don't feel any stretch yet, because what we're going to do is we're just going to drop the body down to the ground. And this is where we're going to start to work into the stretch. So if you'd like, you can take a nice long inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, fold down. And you can bring your hands down to the mat. You can play around really where you want to put your hands according to what stretch feels good for you. So you can just drop them on the mat. You can walk them back in towards you a little bit more. That's going to shift your weight to your heels a little bit more. Or you can grab your ankles. The goal is really, if you're able to let go of the support of the hands and let the torso relax. Drop down here. So whilst we're stretching the insides of the legs, we're also letting the weight of the head pull the back down towards the mat. And that's why grabbing the ankles is quite nice, because it leaves the torso free. But do whatever feels good for you. So if you want to support your body to start off with, then do that and just gently work into the insides of the legs. You might find that you want to take a soft bend in the knees to start off with, and that you don't have fully straight legs, because having a soft bend in the knees is good. It means you're stretching the muscles and not just relying on the joints and the ligaments. So from there, you can completely relax the body down, let the neck go, loosening out the neck, loosening out any tension in the upper body, and stretching the inside of the legs. What you can do here is take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. You might find that you just want to rest them on the top of your bottom and your sacrum, that big plate of bone at the base of your spine. Or if you like, you can take your hands over your head for a shoulder stretch. That can be a big one and might be a bit more advanced for some of you. So, as always, go easy and find the place that works for you. And then from here, you can also do a little side stretch. So you kind of walk your hands to one foot at a time to just push into the leg that you're moving towards. Walking over to the other side, working into that leg a little bit more. Really also twisting the body as well, potentially. Moving side to side. So you might take your left hand to your right ankle, get a little twist through the back, a little stretch through the back as well as the legs. Relax, breathe, and then take the right hand to the left ankle and do the same. And relax. Good, you guys. Alright, then what we're going to do is going to bend the knees now and just bring our heels in a little bit. That'll make it easier for you to come up to stand. And now we're going to stretch the inside of the legs again, but one leg at a time. So to start off with, I want you to turn your toes to the top of the mat and keeping the legs straight. So we're going to work the right leg first. And nice and long through the torso. Arms out to the side. Just check that they're nice and level. And then take a nice deep breath in. And you take this right hand down to the inside of this right foot. and breathe. You might find that you want to put your hand on the ground to support you. So what you're doing is you're working a little bit of core here whilst you're also working the inside of this leg. Breathing. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself back up again. Inhaling back to the top, and then we can turn our toes to the side of the mat again, and we can do another wide leg forward fold, but we're going to do something a little bit different this time around. So when you're ready, again, just get yourself comfortable in your wide legs. Again, not too wide whilst you're upright to stretch too much. Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, drop yourself down. Find a place that's comfortable for you. Over time, you might find that you get the body lower and lower and lower. Over time, you might find that you step the feet out wider and wider apart. But as always, just walk yourself through the process. Graduate your progression. And from here, so you can release again and relax down and feel what it feels like a second time around, a little bit easier. But actually what we're going to do is we're going to wake the legs up a little bit more. So I actually need to bend your knees and start swaying from side to side. So we're going to get to the hips, shifting our weight from one side to the other. And then eventually, I want you to shift all of your weight to one side. So all of your weight through one leg. And what you're doing is waking up the feet, coming onto the ball of the foot, bending this knee, and then this leg is straight and you'll be on the heel of that foot. And this is kind of good for balance, but you're still stretching the inside of this leg in a much more relaxed way, or your weight's on one leg. So just getting a deep bend is also lengthening, depending on how much work you've been doing on the legs this week. So if you have, you'll be feeling it with these poses. And then when you're ready, you can shift your weight from one side to the other. So use your hands to support you and just shift your weight over to the other side. Coming onto the other leg, bending the knee, coming onto the ball of the foot, and wobbling and falling out is all good because it's balance, and that's how the body learns what it feels like to be stable or unstable. So all normal. And then again, straight leg on the heel of the foot. And breathe. Now what you can do to have fun with this, so much fun, is that you can switch, you can keep switching from side to side. So you're moving and waking up. And you might find that your hips come quite high as you switch from side to side. But over time, try and keep the hips as low as you can, from side to side. So that you're really opening all these muscles on the insides of the legs. And this range of motion you don't normally do. Most of the time we're walking, cycling, running, sitting, our legs are moving in one plane of direction. Here we're opening and working lots of very different connecting muscles. Alright, when you feel that that's kind of woken them up a little bit, or you feel a little bit fiery in there, that's a good sign to just then drop yourself back to neutral and to relax. You can wiggle your legs, jiggle them to loosen out the muscles that you've just stretched and strengthened. And then again, when you're ready, you're going to turn your heels in a little bit, bend your knees so that you can inhale, bring yourself back up to stand gradually. And we're going to stay with our feet wide for a second and keep your toes turned out, maybe 45 degrees. And we're going to do what's called a goddess or sumo squat. And all that is again, nice and long through the torso. Breathe. Make sure you're stable through the feet. Take a deep breath in and drop the hips. That's it. That's all we're doing. So, however, there's lots of things that you can do to play around with this pose and make your body really open and work at the same time. So this is probably going to work these muscles a lot for a lot of you, and that's great. You're also stretching and opening in the hips too. You're going to be tempted to bring the body forward. Perfectly normal. Maybe that's where you need to be to start off with. But if you can, bring your heart up. the key to doing this, and I'll switch directions so that you can see. So instead of being forward, we want heart up. Notice how I stick my bum out. If we can tuck that pelvis and wake up the core, the heart, the shoulders lift a little bit more. Alright, breathe there for as long as you can until it's so fiery that you need to stand back up again. So, we were in goddess squat, wide leg squat. You can move, you can even stretch here a little bit if you like. Find the variations that work for you. Maybe take your mind off the fire that's going on here, and then you're ready, come back up to the top again. This time, we're going to turn our toes to the top of the mat. One more before we finish. And keeping the legs straight, facing forward, arms out to the side again. And then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Then drop the left hand to the inside of the left foot this time. So this is called triangle. And again, we breathe, and we're working the inside of that left leg, opening the body, twisting through the hip, working the core a little bit. And then when you're ready, back up to stand. And that's you done. Well done, guys. Thanks so much for joining me for today's session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well as the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all our videos. You guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you soon.